Hi everyone, so I'm here to talk about this NYX foundation that presumably replaced this. This Can't Stop Won't Stop was discontinued, and now we have this one, and it is also a matte foundation. It is the Make 'em Wonder Soft Matte Buildable Foundation. Both of these shades that I have here are pale. I reviewed this one long time ago, so I'll link that review. And I've always really liked this formula. The only downside is that because it dries to like a powder, the pump on mine I think is full and well like clogged up. I had to take it apart in order to get foundation to get the swatch. It was a lot. So anyway, I'm just going to talk about the new formula, how it compares color-wise to this one, and formula-wise, etc. Though my face has changed, so who knows, all bets are off. And yeah, so before I talk too much about that, let's take a look at the swatches, see how these two compare along with other things in my collection. Okay, so this is the NYX Make 'em Wonder in pale, and then NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, which is the discontinued one. This one is pretty much replacing. This is a better color for me. It's a little bit darker, so it's a little bit lighter than other things I wear, but it's a good match for, say, like my neck. And that is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC5, the new version, not the original, which was very dark. This is Estee Lauder Double Wear in 0N1 Alabaster. Unfortunately, when they reformulated it, this color changed. So apparently it does not look like this anymore, and it is darker, which is a bummer. L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear in 390. Lancome Technical Ultra in 95W. Love this formula, love the undertone. The color is nice, even though it is a little bit dark. And then something that's a little bit lighter and different formula, lovely formula. I love this color, I love this formula. If you're looking for something that isn't matte, because this is the opposite of matte, it is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer in Fair 2W. What's it called? Fair 2W. I used a brush today, so I didn't have to like reach across and cast a big old shadow. I'm trying. All right, so as far as I can say, I mean, I would say these are essentially exactly the same. There might be a slight difference in color, but I really feel like they do. This replaces this fine. There was not a major change in the color. That's always a relief. You never know when companies bring out something new, get rid of the old thing, they have the same name, the same number, and they're not the same. Super frustrating. As I mentioned, that happened apparently with the Estee Lauder. Bummer. So I'm glad to report that these are essentially the same. It is very pale. For me, I feel like it is too light for me to wear by itself. When I did that original review of Can't Stop Won't Stop, I did mix two colors, and I liked how that looked better in general. My only quibble with the packaging is I keep thinking that this cap is going to be a twist off, but you pull it off. And I just feel like because it's like a squeeze tube and it's coming out a little bit, I just am always worried I'm gonna make a mess. And so far, now it's like oozing out. So far I haven't, but the nice thing is you can squeeze it to try to get it to pull that foundation back in. I haven't had any issues with it flying everywhere, but I'm always just kind of worried that when I pull the cap off, it's gonna be everywhere. It feels less nice than like a glass bottle with a pump. However, this also has issues with clogging, pumps will break. And this top, that black top, I don't think it comes off. It doesn't screw off. I tried to pull it off. I thought I was gonna have to break it. Tap bottom before use. Tap bottom before use. I shook it. Did I tap it? Huh, that's interesting. I wonder if I read that. It's like the tiniest text. Can you even see it on there? Like up here? That is really small. It's quite possible I did not, because I'd have my glasses off because I was about to put foundation on. Another strike against old people. So real quick, just a little bit about me and the face that I'm dealing with here. I'm 46 years old. I have like combo skin, so I have acne prone oily skin, not super oily, just kind of like depending on the season, like mild to moderately oily, T-zone, dermatitis that is underneath my lip in the corners here and around my nose, which causes flaking, and up near my eyebrows too. Some fine lines that things settle into. I obviously have these kind of creases right here that have like that double whammy of the dermatitis. And I also have some lines up on my forehead. I have more visible pores kind of in this area. So you can see around here, seems to be sitting okay. On texture here, this is always a problem area because it's flaking from the dermatitis. Same with around my nose, but I mean, it doesn't look terrible considering those areas are actively flaking. I've got some lines here. It doesn't settle into the lines. I also have like lines up here that aren't like big creases like this one, so a little bit easier for makeup to handle, and it doesn't settle in those. Overall, pretty nice. I do have freckles. I'm not trying to cover my freckles. I like light to medium coverage. I'm just trying to get everything a little bit more cohesive to my neck and my hands and whatnot. Every part of me is lighter than my face. So I'm just trying to take down the redness on my face to get it to match everything else a little bit better. So the color for me I find is a little bit too light. I feel like it's looking darker on camera right now, and I don't know what that's all about. Because if I like kind of, if you compare this and this, I don't know. I put bronzer on today because I felt like it was looking pink and pale. So a lot of times when something is a little bit too light for me, when it goes over the redness, it makes my face look pink because it's like I'm not doing much coverage and that pink is just showing through because there's not enough yellow to cancel out the pink. I do have kind of cool yellow undertones. You might call it like a very pale olive, who knows? And so I do like to wear foundations that have more of that cooler yellow, not so golden, not so peach, not pink, not gray. I really do like a cooler yellow. And so the undertone on this is good for me. I just think it's a little pale. If you have skin that likes matte foundations, I think this would probably be good. I don't find it that like dry, more dry than a typical matte foundation, and I have dryness on my cheeks and a few other places, and with my skincare prep I still feel like my cheeks are well moisturized. I did not powder through here, and when I was putting on like the blush and the highlight and all that, I didn't have powder on my cheeks there, and I definitely could feel like them kind of grabbing it a little, so it wasn't like powder dry by itself, but it does feel like it sets. And as far as like wear throughout the day, it doesn't come apart on my chin, so it's not sliding around. If I like lay down or whatever, it's not going to immediately transfer onto things. It's not just going to come off if I like touch it a little bit in like an oily area. When I wore it for like a really good solid 8 to 10 hours, it was still very much there on my face and didn't look bad. A little bit of a struggle for me to get a skincare that it played well with, but once I did, I feel like it wears beautifully. It's always nice when I can recommend a pale, long wearing foundation that is affordable. I love that. And it's a little bit light for me, which is great because I know there are people that are paler than me, and I really love that it did not change and it is still a pale shade, and from the drugstore. Those are all great things because as we have seen when I did my palest foundations in my collection video, like a number of the palest foundations came and went. So I'm glad to see one that is still around and is affordable. So let me know if you have tried this, if you liked the old formula, new formula, whatever, and what shade works for you. That's always helpful for everybody in the comments. I hope you're having a good one, and I'll see you soon. Trying to grow out the hair color and just see like at what state my hair is in, because I have a lot of white up front, but I think I have a fair amount up here too, and there's still a little bit of green. I just want it to be normal, and then I'll decide if I want to dye it.